G'day everyone, TNick back here in Transport Fever, ready for the final mission of the American campaign.
The land of opportunity.
Space race.
Brisk high in the skies. The invention of the jet engine has revolutionized aviation. Civil aviation is experiencing an unprecedented boom. Travelers can reach even remote destinations by plane. The train has had its day as a mode of passenger transport. Despite large distances becoming even easier to cross, certain places are inaccessible. The Iron Curtain separates east from west. The great powers have divided the entire world among themselves. Now all that remains to conquer are the skies. Before the Russians do, let's reach for the stars.
Those dastardly red bastards. Bloody communists and such forth. Yeah, so look, let's get started.
We find ourselves in the Pacific Northwest and the 50s are drawing to a close. Our airline is not yet bankrupt, but it will be soon.
Not yet.
Something fast. The planes are hopelessly outdated and their capacities are far too small. If we want to remain competitive, we'll most likely have to renew our entire fleet. If that doesn't help, we'll be left with little choice than to search for new business opportunities. The main thing is that it's something where those eco-fundamentalists don't keep getting in our way. They're spreading like rabbits.
Eco-fundamentalists. I don't even know what they are. 5 medals can be earned in this mission. Moon landing. Be faster than the Russians and finish the mission before 1970. Fair enough, that's 15 years. Own more than 100 million. Well, we're halfway there. It's the thing we can do, I guess. Ensure a successful conference. Sure. Avoid the highlighted nature reserves with all land vehicles. Oh, there's one in the background. Okay, fair enough. Too much training never hurt anyone. Complete more than 30 parabolic flights. Sure, let's get started, shall we?
The Douglas DC-4 is pretty, but it's far too sluggish.
That's
Our
like me.
friends at the Boeing Aircraft Company are hard at work on jet aircraft for passenger aviation, but they're still not quite there. However, there is an alternative. A completely new kind of aircraft entered the market recently. The Comet, the first ever jet airliner, reduces previous journey times by half. It is built by the British, but let's not nitpick.
Okay, replace the DC-4 aircraft in your fleet with the Comet. Oh, it doesn't seem too challenging. Either the game is paused or this plane is not doing a great job and he's stalled. Well, he hasn't plummeted to Earth, so I guess the game is paused. Now, how many aircraft are we talking? 3 on line 1. Couldn't you come up with a better name than that? Where you go? You go from Seattle to Victoria to Vancouver. Vancouver. Okay, well, we're not calling you line 1 anymore. We're going to call you aircraft line 1. Damn it! No, that's not what we want. Let's just call it Wingdings. There we go. Cool. Now we need to send all of you to a depot. Well, that was easy. Actually, we meant to sell you to the depot to sell you. Whoops-a-daisy. We'll just do that manually because I'm an idiot and I swear it's not the first time I've played this game before. You can all go to the depot and get flogged off, and we will need 3 aircraft to replace them. So what can we build? The Comet. De Havilland Comet 1. Okay, 11 million a pop. Do I really need 3? Let's just... Nah. Well, mission told me I had to replace them, so... Yeah, well now we're down to 17 million, so that 100 million is... yeah, there we go. We needed to buy 3 aircraft anyway. Right, okay, well we should be right to hit the play button and see what happens. Go! While we're doing that, let's have a bit of a squizzy around the map until I get rudely interrupted by what's-his-face. We've got oil and coal down here. We've got a brickworks up here. We've got a machine factory there. We've got a rocket factory there for when we need rockets, I guess. Steel mill here, oil refinery here. What do you call it? A doodad. A quarry there, iron ore mine there. And there goes a plane. I'm assuming that's a jet plane. And we've got, what have we got over here? A chemical plant. So that turns oil and grain into plastics. I'm assuming we need...
The British just cannot be trusted. The Comet has broken its promises. In fact, it's broken in general and is falling from the sky in pieces after just a short time. We were able to make makeshift repairs to the things, but now word of the accidents has spread. Not exactly the best advertisement for us. We should look for alternatives. It'd be good to acquire an interest in the Boeing Aircraft Company, so we're soon in possession of better planes. There are some interesting developments underway at Boeing. A new production facility is to be built. What will be produced there, however, is still a secret. If we offer our services in construction, perhaps we'll find out more.
I see. Well, if that new factory is Seattle Rocket Factory, then I'm pretty sure I know what's going to be built there. Before we do that, though, I would like to, just looking at this airport, which seems like it has zero catchment in the town, I might just try and get some bus routes going, because there's no point in running these loss-making planes if no one's going to use them. So they're just going to hemorrhage our money, and we're going to look rather silly. So I will set up a couple of bus routes in the towns, and as that's not part of the mission, I'll just likely cut that out. And I will see you all back here shortly then. Yeah, we'll start in this town, which is... Righto, well, it cost us about $2 million, and the rest, actually, I just realised we started with 21 million, not 18 million. 18 million was after. Never mind. It cost us a lot of money, but we've set up bus routes in all three towns. Typically I set up a loop anti-clockwise and clockwise with 6 buses on each. Even if the buses themselves don't make a return, I'm hoping they can make a return for our planes, because all 3 airports have literally no catchment with the town. Which is fine, but we need a way to get people in and out of the town to, you know, provide passenger transport. Otherwise there's no point in running empty planes. So we need to deliver construction material to the production facility. So first we will need to set up a route with stone coming down to our factory here, our brickworks, and we will then need to take the bricks up here. Now I'm not sure if I've discussed this in a previous part or not. Stone is one of the easiest cargoes to start the game with, because you can transport stone to bricks to, well, normally to towns, but in this case we have a brick consumer here as a rocket factory. So the only downside being you cannot use a train with the same wagons, because stone is transported in open wagons and bricks are transported on a stake car. So despite the fairly reasonable distance there, I'm going to go with road transport. A, to keep costs down, and B, because I'm really lazy and I'm just going to phone it in, and I really couldn't give a shit if you like it or not. No, seriously though, I might build a slightly quicker road through this section between the steel mill and the brick factory though. As you can see, it doesn't pass through any of the highlighted areas, so we should be fairly right. 80 k's now, yeah, it should be enough. Okay, how much is that going to cost us? Let's see if we can avoid the contours if we can. To be more pleasing. We're still doing a lot of land work. I really should have checked before I started building the 80k road if this will actually be suitable for the vehicles we have available. But I didn't, and now I'm not going to, because ignorance is bliss. So if we bring this road across, yeah, I know, it's like I'm building a train but without the train. Yeah, that's a new development. Let's just connect you up there. Look, if in doubt, we can always upgrade the existing roads to be 80 k's an hour as well. We will need some sort of truck stop. We'll bop you in like that. We will bop a... Actually, you know what? We're probably going to need to transport a lot of different cargo to a rocket factory, not just bricks. So we'll smash one in like that. We've got a truck depot up there, for want of a better term. So all we need now is a truck terminal at the quarry. Boom. Now, let's have a little bit of a look. We need to set a line up. So we need to go from Seattle North down to Seattle Sidings. Now we can run 2 different routes, but I think that seems to be a bit inefficient, because we'll have these guys shuttling back and forth empty initially. So we'll send him up there, and oh, look at that. Oh, it's a triangle. Oh, there is method to my madness sometimes. We will call this, I guess, stone brick trucking. Now, what's the bet the game will make a liar out of me and I won't have one truck that can do both? It'll probably be a separate truck for the first time ever. You know what? it is. Because look, we can build the Ford Model 77 that we had available in the last mission. That will transport both stone and bricks. Or we have to build 2 different types of truck. You know what? We're just going to have to do it. We're going to have to change the line. You have to remove the word brick, most importantly. Call it stone trucking. We're going to remove Seattle transfer. Look, this will make things slightly more complicated. Oh, good, poo brown. That's a suitable colour. We'll ask you to follow there, and we'll call you brick trucking. Look, eventually, I'm assuming this thing will stop accepting bricks, and we'll be able to transport them into town. So we will have a use for these vehicles. But for now, what do we need? Let's start with 6, I guess. Put you on stone trucking. They are the open ones, yes. I check after I built it. And just to make sure that the stone and bricks know to be transported, we'll start with a couple of these on brick trucking, and we will add more as demand increases. Because obviously these guys won't start making bricks until they know they have a customer. And here comes our fleet of trucks. I'm glad the brick trucks have managed to work their way in the middle of the stone truck convoy. Yeah, now while I was cruising around the map, I also noticed we had a farm to food processing, and I guess town will be the eventual consumer up here in Vancouver, or the Couves, as I think it prefers to be called. Now, getting a truck stop in to catch this commercial area will be difficult, but I think we can get one. Yeah, there we go. That catches the commercial. We'll just drop him in. Actually, we can even be cheaper. And what is this thing? Won't even let me demolish it. Let me demolish everything else. Oh well, sure, that's important. What is it? It's nothing I can click on. Okay. Well, yeah, I wanted to set up a food route, but I'm wondering if this isn't some sort of quest building that's going to want food, so we might have to divert our food deliveries over there at some point. Anyway, we'll drop a truck stop in now. Now, that covered the commercial district, sort of. That'll do. And we will set up a route out here as well. Look, I don't know if this has anything to do with the mission, but if it gets us a bit more profit, that's got to be a good thing. Can we build this on the flat, please? I don't particularly want to gouge the hill out. Now, I reckon we're going to have the same problem in Vancouver that we did over in Seattle, in which you can carry... Oh, you can carry livestock and food. Okay, so we can do it with one truck route. That's good. So I'll set up from here, the Couves Exchange to the Couves East, into town there. Good. Okay, so we'll ask you to full load there, and we'll call you the Couves Livestock Food. Yes, there we go. Good, good, good. And we'll just leave that grey because, well, that's not going to be really relevant going forward. Let's start with 6 here, and we can always add more if needed. So that's on the Couves Cattle and Food. Probably going to get in the way of the buses, but yeah, you can see my local buses are already doing good work. He's dropped off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Okay, they've both dropped off people who are now walking over to the airport, of which there are 20 people already waiting. How are our planes doing? Still hemorrhaging money. Good to see. That's fantastic. Vehicles. Aircraft 4, you're carrying 2 people. 5, you're carrying no one. And 6, you're carrying no one. Well, that's going well. At least we've got people coming to the airport now. I'm assuming we've got people... Yep, we've got people changing between plane and bus here. God knows what your excuse is. And over in Seattle, we got plenty of people waiting for the buses. That's good. Look, it might turn out that we have a very profitable enterprise on our hands once we get these airports bedded in, and we'll end up having to build more planes, hopefully. But while I was yakking, our trucks have sort of made their way along the road here. Okay, what's their maximum speed, by the way? Because they're hitting 60 k's an hour, which is the speed limit of that road. The Studebaker can do, okay, 60 k's an hour. So that 80 k an hour road I built here was a complete waste of money, because they will max out at 60. Look, I won't sell them short. We might get more trucks in the future. Looks like those guys have already got some stone to pick up. 21, that's good. Let's get rid of that. So yeah, I'll fast forward a bit for the benefit of those of you playing at home, and we will either see what the next mission objective is if it butts in, or we'll catch up as we start getting towards this goal here. 101 construction material delivered to the rocket factory. I'll add some more trucks to the routes as needs may, but until then we will we'll just stand and make a bit of money from our planes, and we'll let our trucks do their thing, and we'll be right back.
We've been able to acquire some shares in the Boeing aircraft company, and now also know what's being produced in the secret production facility. It concerns nothing less than the conquest of space.
Yeah,
It's
bloody
about
time.
too. The Russians have already launched several satellites into space. One of them even with a dog on board. In order for the U.S. to keep up
Monsters.
with the exploration of the infinite expanses, the World Fair in Seattle is dedicated completely to space exploration. Leading rocket scientists will gather at a congress during the expo, and we have the honor of bringing the lady and gentleman scientists to their quarters.
Okay, that sounds exciting. Sorry, I was rudely interrupted. I was just buying another couple of trucks to go on our brick delivery line to make sure we keep trucking. Now we have to transport 100 people to a conference, and we have 1,000 days to do it. Where exactly is this conference? Conference center, here we go. That is at the Seattle Ski Resort. So we need to get people up here, and we can't have land vehicles traverse either of these highlighted areas. Okay, yep, that's about as bad as I expected it would be. Let's go with a medium. No, we want a country road, thank you. Well, this being a road, not a railway line, we can just sort of brute force our way down the hill. So if we sort of do this, we can hopefully sort of zigzag our way down the grade, I guess. Oh dear God, that's a lot of landscaping. Okay. Well, this is not going to be pretty, but it's... Oh yeah, that's definitely a thing. Yeah, this is definitely happening. Okay. Good thing I just pissed all our money away on some planes. As an aside, I noticed that our plane route was finally making a profit, so I decided to build a second plane route, only to find I couldn't build jet planes. And I thought, well, there's no point putting more jet planes on the existing route, because we can't actually buy any more of these comet thingies. But see, look, it's already making a heckin' good profit there. So I set up a counter route going the opposite direction, which I think is from here to Vancouver to Victoria back to Seattle. Now, that I had to use the Lockheed Super Constellation on, and we all know our passengers are fussy, so I bet they will, yeah, see, most of them are still opting to go on the jet plane because they think it's quicker. Now we are going to need to set up a bus route from Seattle Airport. We may as well have a couple of stops in town, and we will come all the way up here to, what's it called? Seattle Ski Resort. Put a little sort of turning circle in here, I guess. We'll throw a bus stop down. No, we won't. Okay, it looks like we're putting down a big expensive terminus. That's a good use of our time. Hopefully this doesn't require too much. It's not too bad with the old landscaping. Yeah, we'll smash you in there. And we will set up a route. We'll leave from the terminal here so we can catch the airport. We'll stop off in town because, well, why not? We've got to go through town anyway. And we will call that the Seattle... what happened there? We'll call it Seattle Ski Shuttle for skiers. No one else may use this bus, only skiers. Now with this bus terminal here, if I can just manipulate the camera, only has room for 2, so he should be sharing a terminal. I don't like that. Let's just bump that up to the next level. 13 grand. For some reason they're still sharing a terminal. Let's just fix that. You will go into Terminal 1, thank you. And let's get some buses going. Let's start with, say, 6, I guess. And we'll chuck that on the Seattle Ski Shuttle for skiers. And here come our buses. Yes, we've got quite an extensive fleet of buses running at the moment, and they don't seem to be in a hurry to leave the depot, which is good. Here they come. Somehow they're all sort of coming out of each other. Oh, we've had a prang. Oh dear. Oh, yeah, and these guys are just going to naff off without even stopping at the airport to pick anyone up. Look, I know there's no one waiting, but at least put the effort in. This bloke did. Everyone else has just sort of phoned it in. Oh well. So hopefully now, because we've got our catchments set up in Victoria and Vancouver, we will get people coming in by the dozen, by the many, and, ooh, look, profit. And we will be able to quite easily transport them up to the ski lodge up here. Now I'm assuming this thing will just accept. I can't click on it. Okay. Can I click on it if I do this? Yes. We can upgrade it. Okay, I get the feeling this is not what the game once intended. Cool. Let's just leave that alone. That's probably bad. I'm assuming that thing will just accept passengers, so we can leave this route running even after we've sort of achieved our goal. And look, if Seattle wants to expand out in this direction, I'm not opposed to putting a bus stop out here. Where are you off to? Destination shop. That's not a shop. That's a ski resort. And why aren't you catching our bus? Stupid private cars. Ooh, we've got a new engine available, which is completely useless to us because I have not built a train. Now, how much construction? Well, we've delivered half already. That's good. So we'll be in a prime position to reroute that into the town's industrial area. And I might throw down a truck stop now just to stay ahead of the curve. That catches a big chunk of the industrial area. Good, so once we're done delivering bricks here, if this place stops accepting bricks, we will start shipping them up to Seattle and ensure that we still have money coming in. I'd wager we're going to have to ship steel to build a rocket, and probably fuel to power the rocket, and I guess machines to assemble the rocket, or tools to maintain it or something. Either way, look, we've got plenty to do. While I was waiting for the trucks to get their sort of their route going, I was looking at this iron ore mine as being the only sort of outlier in our industry chain, because everything else is reasonably accessible by road. Rather than sending the trucks all the way around, we could either build a bridge across here to connect up to the steel mill, or we could simply go with a shipping route, because if you look at the navigable waters, we can quite easily send a ship under this bridge. Yes, it's a bit of a detour around here, but you know what? Ships hold a lot of cargo, so I think it should be fine. It'll pay off when it arrives, and more than make up for that little detour there. We don't have too much of a backlog of brick trucks. That's good, because I want to be wary about them queuing up to the street and defeating the purpose, because then the stone trucks can't come in. 135 grand? You're not doing too badly, even with this stupid hump that I managed to build in the road here. Whoops. Oh well, I'm sure it's fine. Gosh, look at all the people waiting at the airport. Oh, some of them are going to get on the Webdings plane, which has conveniently arrived with 2 people. Okay, 20 or 23. I mean, does that mean that that route's making a profit? It's hemorrhaging 1.8 million. Yeah, you're going to need to lift your game, champ. Now, how many of those people are leaving the airport? None. Okay. No one is waiting for the ski shuttle for skiers. That's not a good sign, because we only have 800 days remaining and we've transported exactly 0 people. No one. No one. No one. No one. Didn't we build more than 4 buses? I swear we built 6. What did I call it? See. Yes, let's click on that. How do I see how much cargo you're carrying at the moment? That's not the window I wanted. Come on, you've played this game before. Here we are. Nope, that's vehicles. Nope, got it wrong again. Seattle Ski Shuttle for skiers has no passengers on it. Fantastic. That's okay. There's plenty of people here waiting to go around the city, so maybe we can convince them to go skiing. Although with a definite lack of snow, can sort of understand why people don't want to go skiing. Okay. Oh well, I guess we just have to hope that we can hold a successful conference and get that medal before we run out of time. Maybe.
With the Boeing Aircraft Company, we will develop the rockets that will take the first men to the moon. as long as the Russians don't get there before us.
Spoiler
We
alert, we
sent
win.
The first man into orbit, and unlike the dog, brought him back alive as well.
The dog
The rocket
died!
prototypes need to be ready
Oh.
for use as soon as possible so that we can finally put an American into orbit in space too. Let's help in obtaining the necessary measuring equipment for the testing facility.
Deliver machines to Boeing's production facility. Right, so we will need to, I'm assuming, make steel. We also need to supply either planks, which we can't do, or plastic to make machines. And then we'll deliver them up here. Yes, okay, as I suspected, this factory has now stopped accepting bricks. So we will need to change the brick trucking route to go into Seattle town proper. Because otherwise he's just going to pull in here, not have any point, and that whole production chain will grind to a halt. So we need to manufacture steel and plastic, ship it to the machine shop. Ooh, this is a plastic facility here, and it's making a kissing noise. Now, that will hold oil only. Okay, so again, we're going to have to set up two different trucking routes, one for plastic, one for oil. That's disappointing. Although the crude oil we can set up as one route from the well up here, and then the processed oil rather can come over here and come back around to the wells that way. So that we can get a degree of efficiency going. And look, money is not a problem because we've managed to double our bank account. Is there any point in... Oh look, we could build a train for this one, thinking about it, but that's going to be expensive because we have to put a railway line down. We already have a purpose-built highway. Let's be Tommy tight ass and just chuck down some more trucks. You know, trucks are doing good things for us, and I think the mission objective sort of hinted at that when they said the train has had its day. People are choosing, you know, plane and road to transport themselves around these days. We'll also need a truck stop down here. I'm going to put a fairly large one in because I suspect we're going to need the extra capacity. Can we get that reasonably flat? That's not too bad. Good. Now, our first truck route will need to go from the oil well all the way up to the oil refinery. Then he's going to need to swing back over to Plastic Town, and then he's already retraced his steps, so that's good. We'll call that Seattle crude oil. We'll have you full load at Upper Seattle, please. Now we need to buy some trucks. We'll start with 6, but thank you autosave, but I suspect we're going to need a lot more than that. We're also going to need to set up a line transporting the plastic, which happens to be a very similar colour. Now the plastic will be coming from here and going down to the machine shop. We'll call that Seattle Plastic. Now again, once we've finished delivering machines here, assuming we do stop delivering machines there, we can then reroute these trucks to deliver the machines into town before going back to pick up more plastic. So we'll have some longevity in this line as well. And I will set just 2 trucks to start with. That can hold plastic and machines. In fact, I don't think I set the machine leg of it up. No, because I'm a bit of a goose. After Seattle Halt, you can drop into Seattle Transfer, please. And we'll just change that to be machines. Machines. Now, we were building a couple of trucks there. And we'll set you on plastic/machines. Good to see we've still... Oh, no, hold on. We're up to 3 people. That only took half the time that we've been allotted, so should be a small matter to transport the other 97. Probably. Now, they're not going to transport any machines without steel, so we need to get a steel route set up. And we have the added advantage that this place will also produce slag. If it does, it produces more steel. So if we have a route taking the slag down to our brickworks, that means we can get more steel out of this this critter here. Now we're going to need to bring coal in and take steel and slag out, so that's 3 truck routes. Boom. Put a big truck stop down there. We'll need a truck stop at the coal mine. I realised we probably could have built 1 train station and catch both of them, but we've made our bed, we're going to lie in it, and as it's coming into winter here in Australia, it's really not that bad of an idea actually getting back into bed. No, I'm going to keep going with the video. This is for you guys. I'm going to persist, even though now that I've got the idea of going back to bed in my head, it's really tempting. So that's coal deliveries sorted. We've got truck stop down here for steel deliveries. That's not a problem. We will need to set up a ship route for this iron ore. Before we do that, I would like to make sure I can get our ship terminal in here close enough. Unable to align terrain, docks outside of I can't talk. Navigable waters. So if I drop you sort of, I guess this is close to the steel mills I'm going to get. Hopefully it's a small matter of building a road. And that includes the steel mill? It does, thank God. Why is that truck station number 3? That's a boat terminal. Yep. Ooh, we've got the fishbowl. That sounds like how people like to travel. We'll need a dock / aquatic truck stop over here. That's a truck stop, definitely. I've got truck stops on the brain. We can't really connect you up to the road, though, so we're going to have to... Well, at least we're not going to piss off the eco people, because this is way outside of the nature reserve. And we'll connect the road up like that. That should easily be in the catchment. It is, and apparently that's... Okay, we're changing this. Aquatic truck station. And, yeah, we'll have to change you as well, because otherwise it just doesn't work for me. I bet I've spelt aquatic wrong. I certainly forgot to put a space in there. Once again, amateur hour by TNick. You sure as hell don't come here for the witty banter and the good company, so you must be here to watch me fail. Let's have a look. We can put a depot down, I'm assuming. Yes, that seems to be the cheapest way to do it. Now, let's set up a ship route first, because the ship is going to be very slow. From Aquatic Truck Station 4 to Aquatic Truck Station 3. No expense spared on the naming, so we'll call this Aquatic Truck Route. Iron ore. Yes, you're full loading at Aquatic Truck Station number 4, which is exactly where I want you to full load. Yes, because number 4 is the iron mine. Oh, hello. We've got some options here. We can build the Schaffhausen. We can build the Zurich. It's over 80 years old. I haven't even built it yet. How is it 80 years old? That looks like some sort of... Oh no, that's a freight ship. Oh, that's a passenger ship. Yeah, I don't want to be building the Zurich. We can build a paddle steamer, the Klondike, for $500,000. Or the Axalp. It's apparently a Swiss thing. It was upgraded several times. Good for it. That appears to be a bulk transporter that can hold 4 lots of iron ore. Yes, it does hold iron ore. How much can it hold, though? Capacity 152. Yeah, give me one of those. I didn't even look at the price. It's 1 million. We can afford that quite easily. Off you go on Aquatic Truck Route iron ore, please. Okay, he's apparently started half out of the depot even before the doors open, so we're off to a good start. Oh, there's a lot of smoke coming out of the depot. Fair enough. I'm concerned that he's caught fire. Okay, well, that definitely looks like a... Oh, dear God! The carnage is incredible. Oh, what did you just do? You just took out a wall of my new depot. Well, if you make money, I'll forgive you, because you can pay off all the damage you've done. Right, okay, so I'm confused. What were we doing next? We were setting up a coal route, and now we'll take coal up there, and we'll bring the slag back down via the brickworks. Which means we need to upgrade this to a slightly larger truck stop, please. Probably should have built a larger one to begin with. We will set up a new line. Everything is in the way. Oh, it's pretty pink. From there, up to the... Okay, obviously the game's just run out of names, because it's just calling things Truck Station 1 and 2. Well done. If you could full load at, I'm assuming, Truck Station number 2, the coal mine. And we'll call this Seattle Truck Route. #1. Even though it's not number 1, apparently we're starting at number 1. So I want to remain consistent with, what the game wants me to do. And we will need some open trucks for that, please. Trucks that are open to anything. In this case, the transport of, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that'll do. Off you go on Seattle Truck Route number 1. And as amusing as my naming convention is, it's going to confuse the hell out of me, so... Coal. Slag. Yes, because I have the attention span of a gnat, so I will immediately forget what truck route number 1 is supposed to be doing. Okay, that's covered coal and iron ore up here. It's covered the production of slag. We just need to deal with the production of steel to bring down here. Let's have a look. What truck do we need for that? Oh, there you go. It's the same truck we're using to transport plastic. So we can even extend that route up here to transport the machines if we want. Which probably isn't that bad of an idea. I've just built trucks with no route to put them on. Go me. So this slightly different pinky line will go from here down here, and then we'll also have him shipping the machines up just to have a bit of redundant capacity there. And we'll call this Seattle Truck Route #2 steel machines. Good. Keeping consistent. Now you two are going out on... Yeah, see, I would have gotten confused. They're the same bloody colour too. Go forth and carry some steel. Yeah, look, we probably only need the plastic route hauling the machines back and forth. The game might get confused. We'll see how we go, and we'll reassess further down the line. 21 out of 100 with a third of our time left. We're not doing great there. And we don't even have anyone waiting at the bus stop. Oh, we've got a few people waiting here. Oh, all 2 of them, 3 of them, trying to get up here. And we've even got people coming back. That's how successful our conference is. There was literally... I don't know how we were supposed to improve that. But apparently, yeah, we were supposed to bring a lot of people up there, and we're just failing dismally at it. I don't know if the planes are bringing... Oh, 23 out of 23 on Webdings. He might actually be turning a profit now. Yeah, look at that. I mean, it's pales in comparison to the 7 million, but hey, better than nothing. We do have a lot of people starting to build up at our bus stops, so we might chuck another couple of buses on the various routes. What's the difference here? 50 or 65? It's going through the city. We'll just build the cheaper bus, I reckon. Just put a couple more buses on those routes. Now, yeah, see, okay, there we go. 8 people wanting to go up to the ski lodge. That's a local route. It might be worth building another couple of buses for the ski lodge route, just to hopefully get, hopefully get at least close to that goal, because I'm pretty sure that's a medal. What I might do is actually upgrade the remaining buses, because these ones are faster by about 10 k's an hour, and that road there is good for 60, so yeah, that's all right. So we'll get, I guess, another 6 on the ski shuttle, and we will redeploy the existing buses into local routes. Now, we don't want guys, you're bringing passengers back, so who cares? You're taking people up there though, so we'll keep you to one side. Where are you? You're coming back, so we'll put you on anti-clockwise as well. What are you doing? You're on the way back, we'll put you on clockwise. You're on the way back, so we'll put you on clockwise. And what are you doing? You're just down in the town, so we'll put you on anti-clockwise then. So we just got to wait for this chap to go unload his 6 passengers up the top of the hill, and he can go on anti-clockwise as well. 6, 28, now 34. We're a third of the way there, with 300 days to go. No pressure, but if everyone could quickly get to the bus stop. No, I clicked on a bus by mistake. Okay, no, we've got people starting to arrive. Better late than never, I guess. And we've got brand new buses that have a higher top speed. Not them, this one. And capacity of 1 more. We can seriously only fit 12 people on that bus. What is wrong with us? Look at all the capacity these buses have. And he's holding up the Beetle. Look at the Beetle. Boop, boop. Yeah, sorry, I'm distracted. What are we doing? You are making your way up. You're doing a good job. No, it's fine. We've got 200 days. There's no rush. Yes, vroom. I still maintain if we did this in the winter and actually had snow, we'd be alright. Can't really ski on... Yeah, never mind. Oh, hello. What are you doing? You're going home. Oh. You've had enough. I like your yellow suit. It's very... something. Yellow. Now we were sending you onto the AC route. And off you go. You people seem underdressed for a fancy scientific conference, especially you, Miss Tank Top. Oh, you've given up. Okay, you're going back to the conference. Well, good for you, Yellow Suit. How are we going with our buses down here? Are they... You're picking people up. You're empty, you can go back and try again. You're empty, you can go back and try again. Is that all of them? You've got people on you, that's good. Okay, good. Okay, so hopefully we will get some people up there. Are we seeing a start to our routes yet? Are you starting to pick up iron ore? Yes, 36 of 38. Good. I'm actually going to have you do a run now, just because, well, you can sit there and load till you're blue in the face, but we need at least some iron ore here to start making steel, because the coal will start coming in, as we can see there. So we've got 6 trucks on that route. Oh wow, the bricks are really starting to take off into Seattle. We'll definitely need a few more brick trucks. Let's grab another 6. Yeah, we'll chuck them on the brick trucking line just to get that moving. Now we've got to finish this mission in 10 years. So far, I think that's possible. I mean, we haven't tapped into this fuel yet, but I imagine it'll just be fuel down to the rocket factory, and we could probably just quite easily set up another route, just shuttling back and forth. Even if we want to bring more oil in, we can have a route doing oil to fuel to the factory there. And obviously the machines we can then transport into Seattle if this place stops accepting them. Hopefully the machines shouldn't be too far off. I don't know why this place says it's accepting planks when there's no way of making planks on this map. I mean, we've got the farm up here. That's the only other industry. In fact, I'm actually going to get a few more farm trucks going up here. I'll stick another 4 on the Coov's livestock and food. Just because I noticed we've got a bit of a build up of cattle here, so obviously there's demand in Vancouver. Yeah, we're fulfilling that demand nicely. Still plenty of people waiting at the airports to travel. Oh wow, a lot of them have switched over to Webdings. That's interesting. I wonder if Wingdings is actually going to start making a loss. Might be worth forking out for another couple of planes on the old Webdings route. Hopefully 6 isn't overkill. It's basically depleted my bank account, but if the line's making 1.8 million, well, the Wingdings are still faster, but if it's going to turn a profit, it'll pay for itself eventually. You're doing all right there with your passenger numbers. How are we going at the... 12 of 12 there. They're finally getting out to the conference. Just probably a bit too late to actually complete the mission, which is disappointing. 5 of 12, 1 of 12, 8 of 12, yeah. Oh well, hopefully they can all add up in time. So there's still no one waiting here, getting off the plane. So unless they're catching a local bus and changing here. Nope. Changing at this stop. There's another 4 there. Oh, there we go. Now we can build the Comet. Right, okay, well. Let's try and send the 3 I just built back to the depot to be sold. And let's try and upgrade the 3 we've got to be Comets. What's a Comet worth? 5.6 million. Well, we can afford to buy 1 of them. So let's send you out on the Webdings route, please. And we'll buy more as we can afford it to replace the rest of our... We'll send you to the depot to be sold as well. Oh, we're up to 6 million. We can buy another one.
The money is slipping through our fingers, people. We'll soon be bankrupt. But if we're prepared to grovel on our hands and knees, our financiers will grant us a bridge loan.
Well, I don't see anything here about getting a medal if we don't take out the loan they offer, so why the hell not? 21 million? Yeah, right. Like I'm not going to take that. Chuck you on the Webdings route, and we can sell off our remaining propeller aircraft. Which hopefully means that if Wingdings is making 8 million a year, hopefully Webdings can repeat. Now that we've got access to the jet, we can build more of them and hopefully prop up both routes and really start turning a big profit. There we go, we've already earned the money back that we took out in a loan, the 20 million. So, and look at all the people waiting for the plane at Vancouver and Victoria. No, I'm definitely getting another couple of planes here. We might be able to get that 100 million medal, assuming our planes make more than they cost us. We'll put you on Webdings, and we'll put you on Wingdings. There we go. So now we've got 4 planes on each route. If each route's making 8 million a year, and we've got 10 years left to do the mission, that's 80 million. You know, that's not taking into account profit from all our other enterprises. Like, I mean, the stone trucks are still going strong. I might put another couple of them on. No, I think the 100 million is definitely within grasp, as long as we don't sort of piss our money away. And this is one of the advantages of not building trains, is that if our road truck, as opposed to the aquatic truck, I guess, if our road routes are making a good profit, our planes are making a good profit, we've no money to spend on infrastructure because the roads are already pretty much there, except for this one, and we're using the existing waterway. Yeah, I think we're in a very good position here. Now, you have no coal waiting and no iron waiting yet. So our first coal trucks are arriving just in time for our first iron shipment. Hopefully we don't have too much of an imbalance. That is a potential concern. We'll have more coal coming than iron, at least initially, because this bloke's only bringing in 36. And if these bring 13 each, there's 6 of them. That's what, 60 plus 18. That's 78 coal. So we will have a bit too much coal to start with, but hopefully it will balance out. I mean, this ship can hold a buttload of iron ore when it's fully loaded. Hopefully the iron mine gets its act together. I'm actually tempted to put an iron ore truck route in just to supplement.
Outstanding.
Oh, we did it!
Made it to the Congress. The
I mean,
exchange was
we
very
did it.
And has
Yes.
advanced our nation in the space race.
Yep, definitely. I knew, never had any doubt. Well, that's our first medal in. We ensured a successful conference. And if people keep wanting to come up here to go to the ski lodge anyway, I guess, we may as well keep that bus route going. Is it turning a profit? Yeah, it's not turning an insubstantial profit. Unsubstantial? Oh dear, we've got a bit of a log jam. Can we upgrade our airport? We can. We can put another terminal in for 500,000. And now that should help, because we can now separate our planes off. We'll do that at each airport if we can. That should separate our 2 plane routes off to ensure a bit of a faster turnaround. I'll put you at Terminal 2. I mean, it's not like we don't have the money. Yes, we're saving up for... Oh, we can upgrade it to a... Oh no, it's already upgraded to the maximum type of airport. Yeah, so look, we've got the money, and if our routes are less congested, they're hopefully making more money each year. So we'll end up seeing a net gain. Oh, I've still got passengers being produced up here. What was I doing? I was keeping an eye on this brick trucking. Yeah, we're up to 52, and that's without the slag coming in. So let's just keep pumping up that stone route and that brick route. So we'll chuck 2 more on stone. We'll chuck 4 more on bricks to account for the slag, which will increase production. Hopefully we start getting some steel and machines soon. Where are these guys? They're just going for an adventure on their own. Good for them. You guys do what you got to do. Did I end up setting up that oil route? I did. Good. We're producing oil down there. You've unloaded the oil. Did we end up setting any trucks on the plastic route? We did. Good. They're off on an adventure too. Okay, good. Everything's coming into place. Plenty of stone up here. There we go. And you're bringing oil over to the plastic factory. Excellent. And look at all the pretty colours on the road. Isn't that nice? Well, I guess there's nothing left to do but let time tick forward and wait for our next mission objective once we've delivered things. I'll close that too. Yeah, so we're currently working on delivering 100 machines. Hopefully we can get that underway shortly, and we'll be back soon. Well, I just ran the game at hyperspeed for a few minutes, and we've got our first machines being produced. That's a good start. Now that we've got the supply chain in place, I will prop up another couple of trucks on our steel and plastic routes respectively. But yeah, just wanted to give you a quick update. Obviously this has just happened instantly for you. You didn't have to sit through the intervening years. But yeah, so we've started producing machines, so we're well on our way to our next mission goal.
The rocket tests are proceeding very satisfactorily, and that thanks to our help. However, before we conquer the moon, more extensive tests are required that are too dangerous, too elaborate, and too expensive for human pilots to undertake. Therefore, NASA has been training chimpanzees for some time to selflessly perform their duty for our great nation. As they cannot eat bananas in space, they have to get used to their new food.
Why can't they eat bananas in space? That seems cruel. They like bananas. We have to deliver grain to NASA's Zoological Institute, which is... Oh, that's what this stupid building is. It wants grain. Oh, well, good thing we've got this convenient farm up here producing a buttload of cattle. It'll be a simple matter to chuck down a grain route. Obviously, this won't be of much benefit to our bottom line, but what if we put it on the other side of the road? Nah, same cost. But, you know, what the hell? It's a bit of extra money in our pocket, and it will get us to the next stage of the mission. So we'll just set a quick route up there. We'll call it the Cooves Grain. And look, if that stops accepting grain, we can just ship it in here and use the existing livestock trucks to ship the extra food in. Now, where did I build the terminal? Over here. Okay, cool. Now you don't hold grain. It must be you. We'll start with 4. Put you on the Cooves Grain. And off you go. I don't know why this thing is even here then. If we're... I would have assumed we'd have to ship food in here, not grain, but yeah, whatever. And look at that, we're up to 11 out of 100 machines. Wow. Things are going swimmingly. We've still got 9 years to complete the mission. See, I have this false sense of optimism, so when it all comes crashing down, you can sit back, laugh, and say, I told you so. And I won't listen, because I don't care. Yep, no, all our production chains still trucking along though. Get it? Trucking along. I did add a second ship to this route and cancelled the full load, so they will be running slightly emptier and making, well, obviously less money, but I figured it was worth it to get a more regular supply of iron ore in to avoid the coal sort of banking up too much. Because if we obviously have an imbalance of coal mine stops producing, yada yada yada. So we don't want things to grind to a halt. That would be bad. Our planes are still making a nice profit though, so I'm really glad I've upgraded them, and I've now got 5 planes on each route, so that 100 grand in the bank doesn't seem out of reach. I'm super stoked to see that we don't feel the need to actually put a tarp over the grain we're transporting, so God knows how there's not hundreds of birds sitting in the back of that truck just eating our grain. But, well, whatever, I'm not the transport expert, or am I?
Seems the right fuel mixture will be found real soon now. In order for the lunar mission astronauts to become accustomed to a state of weightlessness in advance, this needs to be simulated. Here's how. A suitable aircraft shoots up at a steep angle and high speed, and then back down again at a similarly steep angle. Our friends at Boeing have designed a special plane for this. They've lovingly nicknamed it the Vomit Comet, for whatever reason.
I see. Well, as I predicted, we will need to start shipping fuel. Not yet though, we're still shipping machines, but we now need to perform parabolic flights with the Vomit Comet. It's apparently available immediately in the hangar. Oh, there it is. It's the NASA Vomit Comet. Fair enough. I guess we take one of those for 19 million. Well, that sort of eats into our bank balance a bit. And we need to set a new lineup with a single airport. So we'll just do it at Seattle, I guess, and set you up on that one. Okay, it's going to complain. I don't know why, so no, it's just whatever. Well, I guess we'll just call it the Vomit Comet line.
Very soon, the first American will be setting foot on the moon, while the Russians are kicking themselves down on Earth. To make the Saturn V rockets we've co-developed even more efficient, the fuel mixture needs to be optimized. Let's help our friends in the production facility and deliver the fuel supplies they require for their experiments.
Right, okay, so we've obviously delivered enough machines. We now have to deliver 102 fuel. I don't know why it's 102. Now, we've got to make a few changes to our existing routes in light of this. So currently we're shipping oil from the well to the refinery, back to the chemical plant. I'm actually going to change that route, if I can find it. Crude oil, there it is. We'll change that to be called crude fuel. And we will obviously not close the window like a goober. We will instead direct it to the rocket factory. Now that'll stop transporting oil over here, which will stop making plastic, yada yada yada, which is bad. So I will set up a new route from here to here so we continue producing plastic, just to, you know, keep our profit coming in. So we'll just call that, we'll type it correctly, we'll call it Seattle Plastic. Now, as well as producing, we need to call that Seattle Oil, because that is going to just transport the oil. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm talking about transporting plastic when we are not, well, we are transporting plastic, but I want to make changes to that route as well. So we'll chuck 4 on Seattle Oil for now, just to make sure we keep that oil going, but I want the majority of it as fuel to come over here. Now the plastic we are going to ship still to the machine shop. Instead of shipping the machines to the factory, obviously they don't want machines anymore, we will ship them back into Seattle. So we need to find that route, which was Seattle Plastic Machines. And again, instead of going to Seattle Transfer, we will send you into town to unload. And that will be fine with the existing route. Now one thing I did consider was merging the plastic and brick routes. So we would have the plastic come out here to the machine shop. Truck would then run empty to pick the bricks up and then run the bricks into town. But then of course we're not getting the machines into town, so you know I had to throw that idea out the window pretty quickly. Now hopefully that, once we hit play, will self-correct and we will start producing fuel up here instead of as much oil. Although I suspect we are still going to be producing oil because it is still in demand for the chemical factory to produce the machines. I don't want to cut off the plastic supply, because then we will have to cut off the steel supply, cut off our ships, and I mean look, they're all making a good profit. So if we can find customers in Seattle for our machines, and the other advantage is we will now start producing tools as well for delivery. Another change I need to make, I nearly forgot about, is we will need to stop our steel route transporting machines up to the factory, so he will just shuttle back and forth transporting steel now. So which means we don't have to add any more trucks, even though we will probably see an increase in steel production to go with the increase at the iron ore and coal mines. I'm definitely going to be putting more trucks on this oil route though, because we're going to be smashing the oil and hopefully smashing the fuel. So we'll put another 6 on there, crude fuel. And hopefully, yeah, we start seeing more fuel produced up here than oil if we can limit the number of trucks we're running over to the plastic factory here. We have 2 complaints. Oh, here we are. Seattle Machine Factory is complaining because he has no customers. Hopefully that will correct now that we've got the truck route delivering those machines and tools into town. But yeah, we'll probably see a bit of a... Oh, there we go. We've performed our parabolic flights. The other warning up here you'll see is I've got a second route to try and get that medal, complete more than 30 parabolic flights, but I don't think it actually counts any route other than the original. So we'll just leave that running, and hopefully we can tick up to 30. And I will shut down that other Vomit Comet line because it's just going to hemorrhage money, and we don't really need it. We're not going to see any return or benefit from it. Not going to see a medal out of it, and if it jeopardizes our 100 million medal, I'll be very disappointed. Here we go. We've got our first shipment of fuel starting to build at Lower Seattle here. Hopefully, as I said, with more trucks doing that route there, we will see a higher amount of fuel produced than crude, processed oil rather, to be turned into plastic. We'll just see how that plays out though. Just a small change I've made, I will highlight. I've removed the full load order from the plastic machine line because there's no point having trucks wait for plastic here because there is now tools being produced at the machine shop, so we can just have the trucks run empty down here and they will pick up tools or machines to run into town, because tools just need steel as opposed to the machines that require plastic as well. So we need to make sure we keep that steel production going to keep our profit ticking up, which doesn't seem to be too much of a worry. I reckon that 100 million is easily within our grasp at this stage.
The time has come. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. America is ready to set foot on the moon, and we've made that possible.
Well, that took me by surprise. We finished that a lot quicker than I expected. Apparently we've put a man on the moon in 1965, not 1969 as history would suggest. Unfortunately, that means we did miss out on the 100 million medal. We got fairly close, up to 87 million. And we obviously didn't complete 30 parabolic flights because that was very difficult with a congested airport there. But yeah, now it's time to launch the rocket. So I guess that will finish the mission. Look, I'm no expert on rocket launching, but shouldn't there be a hell of a lot more smoke and flame? That thing's just sort of took off like, yeah. Well, that was a very anticlimactic way to end the mission. That was disappointing. But yeah, so that is the final USA mission completed. Look at that, we're probably going to hit that 100 million just while I waffle on at the end here. So that's the end of the USA mission campaign here in Transport Fever. However, it is not the end of Transport Fever for this channel. Next week we're going to start a brand new series. I'll give you one guess as to what that is. If you guessed the Europe campaign, you would be very much incorrect. I figure we've done the missions, we've got a feel for how the game plays. You've seen I've got a few strategies up my sleeve. So I will be starting with a free game next week. So we'll be generating a random map, the USA scenario, so we'll be in the desert, and we will be building our transport empire from the ground up, with no real end goal in mind except to build a lot of trucks, a lot of trains, maybe some planes and ships. I don't know what the map holds. Well, I do, but I don't want to give too much away. But yeah, so hopefully I will see you all back here next week for the start of that exciting adventure. But until then, I've been TNick. This has been Transport Fever, the USA missions. Once again, I'd like to thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. And I look forward to seeing you all back here again next week. But until then, later days.